Hey there crafters, Jen here from She's Crafty Paperworks. Welcome to my channel and happy December. So this week I am making card backgrounds that can be used for both the holidays as well as the winter months. I have stencils, I have alcohol inks, and some new to me techniques including trying out this paste that can be used with my mink for foiling. So let's get to crafting and see what happens. Alright, so I have premium photo paper in satin finish. I have the Durabrite from Ranger. This is typically used with the Tim Holtz alcohol inks. I'm going to be using it with my cheap stuff from Amazon, and you can tell that it's cheap stuff because it's already leaking all over me. So starting on the back side of the photo paper, not the satin finish side, which is that side, we're using the back side. I get better results with that. This is regular isopropyl alcohol you can get from the pharmacy. I recommend using the one that's in the 90 percentile. This is in the 70 percentile. It will still work, but not as great as the 90 percentile would. Alright, so I'm kind of thinking, let's start with the red. I'm speeding up this process just for the sake of time. I think the effect looks cooler, but also it's more kind of shown in how the reactions take place in high speed versus normal speed. When you keep everything saturated with the alcohol, it really allows you a lot of freedom to change your mind, to add, to subtract, to start over to a certain extent. It took me about a half hour to create 7 backgrounds. Here are the results for the 7 cards made with the photo paper and the Durabrite. I've trimmed them all down to A2 size using my nesting dies with the stitched edge from Paper Rose. I set aside these 2 pink ones for future use, probably for Valentine's Day, but I went ahead and created 5 makes from the remaining backgrounds. For the second set of backgrounds, I'm going to try the Deco Foil Transfer Gel Duo. So make sure it says Duo. And what we're going to do is use heat to transfer the foil. So this is not hot foiling, but we're going to use either a mink fuse or you could use a laminator. I'll be using my mink. And I'm doing 2 different stencils because I'm not sure how this one will come out. This one might be a little too intricate and small, and my fear is if this is too thick, it's going to blob up and won't come out because these are so small to begin with. So I'm going to do another version on top of that. By the way, this is from the Winnie the Pooh collection, and it's Spending Time with You Stars stencil. And this is The Magic of Christmas, and it's called The Magic of Snowfall stencil. And both of them are by Echo Park. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to be completely upset if this doesn't work, but it's worth a shot to be able to use my own backgrounds in addition to buying some of the foilables that I typically use for my backgrounds. Now this product is very thin and almost runny. I did not get the type of coverage I wanted to get. Some of it has already blobbed up before we even ran it under the mink. Let's just go ahead and try adding the foil. I did put this aside to set overnight as recommended. The product itself says 1 hour to dry, but everything that I did in the research said overnight for better results. I'm using Deep Blue by Decofoil. I have my Mink on 3. I have it in a carrier sheet, and this is the Winnie the Pooh. So let's just see what happens. It's already blobby, so I'm not going to fret about it. I'm going to use for the other snowflakes, I'm going to use the Glass Slipper by Decofoil. Alright, so not bad, not terrific, but not bad either. One of the main blobby ones right there. But I can work with this. There's a couple that are messed up, but there's enough that I can do that I can work with this. So I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised. Let's see if you can see the blue. There you go. So not perfect. Again, missing a couple spots there, here and there. But overall, not too shabby. Way better than I thought it was going to turn out. Alright, so that's a win. Very nice. Alright. These two are a little messed up, but everything else looks pretty good. Wow, this came out much better than I expected it to. The Stay Cozy die is large enough to hide any of the flaws that were present on the card. So this ended up being a terrific little winter Stay Cozy card. And I saved the other one for future use. Okay, for this next technique, I'm going to use some grit paste, but I'm going to dye it with a re-inker. And I'm going to use pine needles for the trees stencil. Let's just start with 1 drop and see if we need to add more, but I don't think so. Let's see. This tree right there. It's too watery, so it's spreading out underneath it, even though there's a rise to the grit paste. The dimension is there, but it's spread the liquid underneath. Alright, so we're doing this again, only instead of grit paste, we're going to do the sparkle, the texture paste sparkle. So let's see if we have better results. And this is Salty Ocean. And this is Christmas Joy, Let It Snow Snowflake Stencil. Again, Echo Park. Alright, that came out much better. Well, I tried this stencil twice with the grit paste. It was my least successful, but I was happy with how the final product came out. I leaned into the organic feeling, and then of course added some sparkle dust as well as some shiny embellishments. The sparkle paste with the re-inker came out fantastic. I was very happy with the total look of the stencil as well as the card. This is texture paste metallic white. I love this stuff. But I'm going to try something. I have this bag of mica powders. Like this is pigment for nails, but it works and doesn't rub off. What I want to try doing is mixing those metallics, with some of this. the icy look that I was going for. All right. Now this sticks up here, here. Some of this is a little intricate, so I'm just gonna take my time. It was a lot of fun creating with all of these techniques. It's nice to step back from my crafting routine to experiment every now and then. I can't wait to break out some of my other stencils and get to foiling. As always, thank you for watching, and likes and subscribes are always appreciated. They're free and they make someone happy. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week with more Christmas card making. Overbooked procrastinators unite!